Hey everyone, I'm Amanda with Sweet Pieces, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this fantastic piece we're working on. We have used many of the wonderful products that we carry here at Sweet Pieces to transform this very plain Jane, horrid maple colored French provincial buffet piece. So I always just I don't like that honey mapley oak color. I know you all know what I'm talking about. I know you all have one at home. So we have used several different product lines. Of course, the one and only Annie Sloan chalk paint was the base for this piece, which we did a mix of country gray and Paris gray on the base of everything. We then used Crackle Text from Artisan Enhancements on all of these draw fronts, as well as the inner area here on this door panel, layered with an old white. So old white was first, Crackle Text, and then we did that Paris gray, country gray mix on top. We pulled it off, we did a little distressing, and then we did both clear and dark wax to give it a very aged and cruddy kind of an effect. Now, on the top here, again, it was that mapley wood color. It wasn't in horrible shape as far as, there were some scratches on it, but I wanted to do something a little bit different on the top. I'm a little bit more glam, modern, so this was like kind of outside my comfort zone. I wanted to play around with some of the products that we carry and have fun with them. We're also training a few new peeps. I hope you'll come on down and meet them. So this was a little bit of a training exercise as well. So what we did first was we did a base coat of the gray gel stain from our General Finishes, which I love. I love this gray color. I know you probably all know about Java Gel, which is the very, very dark espresso brown color. So we went with the gray. We allowed some of that under color of the wood to kind of peek through here, as you can see, which is kind of the cool thing about gel stain. Now, what is gel stain? Gel stain is a product from General Finishes. Basically, you don't need to sand down and strip the surface before you put the gel stain on. So we just gave it a good clean, a scuff. I call it like a 10-second sand, just really, really quick to break the surface tension a little bit. We wiped it down, and then we went and applied our gel stain. I do have a video on this on YouTube, so feel free to look for it, General Finishes and Sweet Pieces. We put on 2 coats of gel stain, kind of wiping it back, again, letting that color come through. Then I added a glaze on top of the gel stain, again from General Finishes. This is Van Dyke Brown in their Glaze Effects. So I'm sure, as you can see on here, that there's some deeper, darker streakiness of brown on there, and that is that coat Glaze Effects. So we did that yesterday. Now, with the kind of pulling all of this together, I feel like this top needs to go a tad bit lighter. So I'm going to add another product and do the Winter White Glaze Effects, again from General Finishes, on the top of this as well. So let me just show you how this works. So you can use Glaze Effects on top of gel stain. You can use it on top of chalk paint. I'm sure there are many other products that you can use it on top of, but basically, you want to make sure that your gel stain is completely dry. Gel stain is an oil-based product. So it's got to, I recommend, 48 to 72 hours before you put anything on top of it. That's when it's going to be dry. So you want to be careful of that. Now, glaze does tend to have a little bit of a longer open time, which means that you can kind of play around with it a little bit to get the effect that you want. So as you can see here, I put it on a little bit heavy, and then I'm just wiping it back until I get the effect that I want. It's kind of just gliding right off because I have that gel stain on there, which has a really slippery feel to it. So you can see how I'm working here. It's going on kind of heavy, a little scary, a little bright. There goes our phone. We always try to make it quiet for you guys, and something always happens. Whoever that is, I'll get back to you really soon. So basically, I'm going to do the same thing over the whole piece. I'm going to just keep adding my glaze effects, and I'm going to wipe it back as I go. This is going to dry in about, I would say, 4 to 8 hours, depending on the humidity levels. Now, the other thing is, ideally, if I was not doing this in a video, I probably would do the whole piece at one swipe, but I don't want to keep it here forever. You can definitely blend this. You just have to kind of work with it a little bit. Don't get so crazy. And for me, especially with this piece, this is outside my comfort zone. Like I said, it's not perfect and you know, exactly all the same. It's got some rustic tendency to it. I'm probably going to throw, I don't know, something over the top of this to kind of tone it back a little bit. Tone it down, bring back the brown tones. And we'll go from there. I'll definitely be posting this piece on our Facebook page, on our website, so you can see how it ends up. It's going to be fabulous. And I do want to remind you that as you're working on your pieces, don't always go into it with a set mind of exactly what you're going to do. Have fun with it. Let the piece, I know this sounds crazy, let it speak to you. Kind of, you know, let it progress as it goes on. It's kind of like a painting. You know, it's going to kind of progress. You may do something and not like it. It's okay. When you're working with the one and only Annie Sloan chalk paint, the more layers you put on it, the more beautiful it's going to be anyway. So have fun. We'll see you soon. Come visit us in Huntington or Massapequa. We can't wait to meet you.